Hello everyone, my name is the band and you're watching the New Age Traveler, the happy place for the travelers. First of all, thank you so much for growing and supporting your The New Age Traveler channel. Yesterday we crossed 1000 subscribers. Keep sharing and I'll come up with such informative videos which will definitely help students and every individuals across the globe. So in this video I'll explain you how you can reduce your home quarantine with test to release for not fully vaccinated travelers from amber list countries. The UK government introduced the test to release program to reduce the self-isolation period for travelers returning to England. So what is test to release? As standard travelers need to self-isolate for 10 days on arrival, but you can end your quarantine period early if you pay for a private COVID-19 test. The test is taken on the 5th day after arriving in England along with the mandatory day 2 and day 8 test. Travelers are only able to shorten their self-isolation if they have confirmed negative test results. A key point to note, you cannot take part in the test to release program if you arrive from a country on the government's red list. Another important point, you cannot take your test to release test until you have been in England for 5 full days. Now, how to take part in the scheme? In this test to release scheme. To take part in the scheme, you need to book a test before you travel to England and enter the details of your test in the passenger locator form, that is the PLF. You will have to pay the private test provider for your test. So, this test to release program is not there in the CMT portal. You need to book it through any private provider. I have shared the link of the private provider in the description. A key point to note, if you choose test to release, you should book it before you arrive in England and say in your passenger locator form that you are taking it. If you do not book test to release before you arrive in England, then you can book it after you arrive. You will need to complete another passenger locator form to opt into this scheme. So, in this page, you will see list of private providers in the filters. Enter the location where you will stay for 10 days home quarantine. Thereafter, you will get a list of test providers. Select your nearby test provider and see the pricing. Since I have booked my day 2 and day 8 COVID test kit from CTM portal, so I have already paid £136. Now I just need to book the day 5 test to release kit if I wish. An important point to remember, this scheme is voluntary and applies to those quarantining in England only. Alright, so if you click in any one of the test provider, you will see the list of test kit available. So make sure you book accordingly. And if you haven't booked your day 2 and day 8 test kit, you can check the video how to book COVID-19 test in UK. I have shared the link in the description as well. Alright, so let's quickly recap. Point number 1, if you choose test to release, quarantine rules says you must quarantine on arrival in England. You can take a test no earlier than the 5th day after arrival in England. Point number 2, if you choose test to release, you must still book and take your 2 compulsory day 2 and day 8 travel tests. You can book test to release at the same time as your compulsory tests. If you decide to take part in the scheme after you have arrived in England, you will need to complete another passenger locator form. Now let's understand with an example. Let's say you arrive in England on Monday. Tuesday will be your first full day of quarantine. You can take a test no earlier than the 5th day after arrival in England. So this will be a Saturday. So if you arrive in Monday, your 5th day will be on Saturday and you can take this test to release test on 5th day, that is the Saturday. And also you must continue to quarantine while you await your test result, and the test must be purchased from a private provider. Point number 3. If the result of your day 5 test is negative and the result of your day 2 test was also negative, you can stop your quarantine as soon as you receive the result. You still need to take the compulsory test on or after day 8. Now point number 4. You can book the test to release kit from private test provider and the price may vary from £50 or more depending on your location. And that's it. An important point to note. Keep in mind, nowhere it's mentioned that you can leave that quarantine place, which means if you opt for the day 5 test to release and you are tested negative on day 2 and day 5, then you can stop your isolation, which means you can move out, but nowhere it is mentioned whether we still need to continue in that same home quarantine location. Since it is nowhere mentioned, I will suggest you, if you wish to opt for test to release early scheme, then after testing negative in day 2 and day 5, you can easily move out of your home, but continue to stay in the same location to avoid any penalties. Now let's take an example. You want to visit some local shops or you want to explore the city. Yes, you can if you are tested negative on day 2 and day 5, but at the end of the day return to your home quarantine place till 10 days home quarantine gets over, as nowhere it's mentioned that you can leave that home quarantine and stay in some other location after the 5th day test release results. Okay, so if anyone gets an update regarding this, do comment so that it will be helpful for all the students and the individuals. Once again, thank you so much for growing the New Age Traveller family. We cleared our first mile of 1000 subscribers, and I hope you will keep supporting the New Age Traveller channel, and I will keep updating you with all the latest news. Share this video to all the students who are planning to travel to United Kingdom, and to follow my Instagram travel blogging page for all the latest updates. Also, do subscribe and stay tuned to the New Age Traveller to get all the latest news related to travel ease in India and in UK. Thank you so much and stay safe.